In Back to the Future, Doc Brown gets shot by terrorists, but in the new TBS politically correct version, he just gets shot. And this is, of course, the version of Back to the Future where all the guns are replaced with walkie-talkies. This is the day and age where everyone cares more about being Islamophobic than actually trying to root out genuine radical Islamic terror. There is more sympathy for moderate Muslims who might be offended by all of this terrorist talk than sympathy for actual victims and their families. They just become another statistic. Here's an interesting clip that I found while browsing through Twitter.
The aim of these videos is to radicalize people. It's to brainwash people, it's to clean their brain of the filth of the kufr. And obviously if ISIS is called into the same thing, then that's just a coincidence.
Is it just a coincidence?
Yes.
There was also a documentary that has been taken down from Netflix and Channel 4 called The Jihadists Next Door. The reason why? Because the man featured, or one of the men featured, turned out to be one of the London attackers from the other day.
Got compass? Guys, determine the Qibla, please. Come on. Somebody determine the Qibla.
Anyone got a smartphone?
That man specifically. But let's go ahead and look at another clip from just another minute in or so.
This is not the real life, my dear brothers. This is a passing time for us. So this is a type of jihad for you. That you came out to do da'wah, in joining good and forbidding evil. And don't be deterred. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Allahu Akbar.
As the prayer session ends.
Well, how about this article? It's worth a slight chuckle. And we won't read through the article because the image completely conveys the entire article. Indianapolis Muslims appalled at hateful billboards on I-465 attacking the Prophet Muhammad. The perfect man, married 6-year-old, slave owner and dealer, rapist, beheaded 600 Jews in one day, 13 wives, 11 at one time, and tortured and killed unbelievers. Educate truthophobes. All of your favorite liberals will insist that right-wingers are more dangerous than Islam, even though the numbers kind of speak otherwise. I don't really want to get into comparing religions because, like cultures, some religions are better than others, some cultures are better than others, and then some people within religion or culture are better than others and practice better morals that exist outside their actual religion. It is bad to judge a group based on the actions of a few, but what do you do once the actions of a few become actions of many? And then there's the Portland stabbing a few days ago, maybe like a week ago, and people were saying he was a right-winger, and this was another example of right-wing terrorism. Well, we shortly found out afterwards that he was a Jill Stein and Bernie Sanders supporter, and it's actually a bit out of his mind. He wasn't a Trump supporter or a right-winger, despite what many outlets were saying, and they failed to correct. And I've said it once and I'll say it again, I don't have a problem with anyone who practices a particular religion, but I can have criticism of a religion. And all of these laws that are getting passed, like I believe the Bill M103 in Canada is about to go through. I can't remember if it was already voted on or not, but it essentially makes it illegal to criticize specifically Islam. You can criticize every other religion, but there's a soft bigotry of low expectations for the fifis of Muslims. They can't handle criticism, which, hey, that might actually be somewhat closer to fact than many people want to acknowledge, but coddling to people in this way is only going to make things worse. So that's all I have for this subject. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I apologize for the Megyn Kelly video getting blocked by MSNBC. They must have not been so proud about their heavily edited interview. In fact, there's a Russian version of the Vladimir Putin Megyn Kelly interview that's 20 minutes long, and I believe the MSNBC one was only a few minutes. You only got to see a little bit. But I'll go ahead and sum it up for you. So she basically kept accusing Putin of interfering with the election. He denied it and essentially said, "You've created a news story, a weapon you've used against your president out of thin air." And then when she accused them of being a corrupt nation, he seemed outwardly offended, and he told her, "Look, there is not a place you can point to on that globe where the U.S. hasn't also, or he didn't say also, hasn't interfered with an election." So it was an interesting interview to watch, and I would encourage you to check it out if you're into that sort of thing. Although I was disappointed that there's a larger version out that I can't exactly get an English translation. We have completely shattered our potential relations with Russia in order to propel this bogus conspiracy theory that, even though Megyn Kelly was saying, we've heard this over and over again, we've been investigating it for 7 months, or longer, depending on what side of the aisle you're on. We've been looking at this for a while, and we haven't come up with anything concrete, nothing even close to the amount of evidence that other people call conspiracy theories. So I think it's a baseless accusation, and flying all the way halfway around the world to go talk to Vladimir Putin and asking him about a bogus accusation like that does nothing to help anybody, especially our foreign relations. I'll now leave you with this clip. This is Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London. When he was younger, he was a prosecutor, and he defended one of the actual 9/11 terrorists. Enjoy.
There is no evidence at all against the 3 British men. The only evidence against them is these confessions. We now have unequivocal proof that the confessions were obtained under duress and under torture. As there is no evidence against the men need to be released straight away and sent back home to the families.